All right. Welcome back, everybody. All right. So, hopefully kids don't go too crazy, but wanted to touch base about credit, my personal credit, and what I did, some steps to work on my personal credit, and I was very skeptical. I'm going to jump right into it. I was very skeptical about doing debt consolidation. I was very skeptical about paying for a credit repair company to do my credit, to repair my credit, like taking care of, like disputing against collections, removing collections, disputing against I had two repossessions in the past, disputing every single account to get closed and taken off. And so I have to say that the first thing that I did a couple years back, I want to say back in 2013, 2014, I did a debt consolidation because I couldn't handle the amount of debt that I was in. And it was great. I paid some debt off, but the rest went to collections due to the fact that I lost my job. And if you do a debt consolidation, make sure that you can afford what you can afford versus trying to put everything all together in one big payment. And then next thing you know, that big payment doesn't really meet your financial goals. So that's a really big step, especially when you're consolidating everything together. Because sometimes when you do consolidate everything together, it might end up being one big lump payment, and you might end up, taking a major hit because it is one big payment instead of just a bunch of minimum payments. With the only good part of all that is that you aren't really doing minimum payments to pay it off within 5, 7, 10 years. So that's the only good thing. So, I want to touch base about my personal credit because, a lot of people were saying, how can you get approved, for having two repossessions? Because usually after the second repossession of a vehicle, it gets tough. So, and, I have to say, you can still get approved even if you have two repossessions. And there are some lenders out there that will take you in regardless of how many repossessions you have, because you either have to get some kind of collateral or you're gonna have to put a really huge down payment on a vehicle. And so that's why, like I said, having two repossessions was pretty tough on me. And it gets to the point to where, do you want to, do I really want to suffer and pay this kind of credit? And so I'll make another video on like I said, I'm making another video on what happened to those two repossessions. And so, like I said, back to fixing my credit, I went to three. Actually, yeah, I went to three different credit repair agencies, and man, I would have to say hands down to ASAP Credit Repair for them helping me out, and they gave me a free credit sweep on the last one, which hands down to those guys. So I'll make a good testimony for those guys for sure. And then I did a local one, which didn't really do much at the time, and it was a monthly fee. And normally, like I said, if you are paying for a credit repair agency, you should, like I said, realistically, you should be staying with them for at least 6 months or maybe even a year. And that would be, a really strong recommendation because you really want to boost your score within a year. And a lot of people say, well, I can boost my score within 30 days or within, I don't know. Some people make up some, to be honest, to me, I really don't believe the people that say they can boost their score in less than 30 days because the credit bureaus report your score every 30 days. So I don't know how you can boost your score in less than 30 days. And so, I'm talking about like a dramatic increase. Like someone saying, oh, I boosted my score from 550 to 750. I highly doubt your score went up 200 points that way. I don't care about the Vantage score because especially when they pull your credit, usually they either pull your Experian or your TransUnion. Now at the dealership where I was at here in Wisconsin, they pull your TransUnion score. So obviously your TransUnion score is much higher than your Experian and your Equifax. And I used to be a loan officer for a credit union as well. And so we always pull the TransUnion, especially for auto loans or consumer loans. So let's see what else I want to touch base on. Like I said, I just want to make a quick video on a little bit about my past credit history. And like I said, you can still get approved for certain things, but those certain things will be at a higher interest rate, and that you're gonna end up paying. For me, getting my Subaru, to me, it's worth it because if you're gonna finance something, make sure you're financing something that's worth the value that you really want to get, that you're gonna pay for, really. It wouldn't be making any sense for you to finance for a 15, 20-year-old car at 21, 25% interest rate when you're going to be upside down by the time you get it done paying off. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't recommend going to a dealership with that. That's like really, really, if you really, really need a car. And so man, that's so many things I want to talk about, but I'm just gonna split up in different sections of the video and walk through some of my personal life situations with my credit history, and that way you guys can get a feel for what you want to do for yourself. And I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that talks about personal credit, how to fix your personal credit, or those that are promoting their credit repair companies, and there are some great ones out there. And so like I said, I went through 3 different ones, and so hands down the ASAP credit repair for doing the 2 credit sweeps right away, and then they even offered a free one, which is a 3rd credit sweep that they did, and that 3rd one actually knocked out a lot of collections off for me. And then and I'll run through my full scenario with them, and they by far gave me customer service is 100% great satisfaction. So I have no problems with them. The first one, like I said, the first one I did wasn't really what I wanted, and plus there was a monthly service fee, and you're gonna have to do your research. You're gonna have to do your research where you want to repair your credit, consolidate your debt, or you want to do all at once. And so it gets tricky at that time when you're trying to in a financial situation, or so I forgot where I was at, but anyways, I'm gonna make more videos about personal credit and my personal credit and what I did to make myself going from my lowest score was like a 480, 470, and that I was a couple years back, and so it's been a really rough ride, to be honest. And you make poor choices, especially when you're young, and you want to, you live in this single life. I mean, I have a family now, but I mean, I was making so many poor choices for myself financially, and got myself in a hole. And I'll be honest about that. And so those that are watching this, especially those that are 20, I don't care if I mean, even if you're 18, but I mean, those that are, actually looking to plan to have a really good score, by the time you're 20, 24, 25, I would say, at that age. And so that's like the best time of your life to have a score like that, especially 750 and higher, to be honest. And don't make the mistakes of putting yourself in a financial bind if you can't afford the financing for yourself long term, especially if you're financing a brand new car, or even if you decide to purchase a house for yourself, you're trying to build equity. And so, I mean, that's something that you should always look into, because those are the two big purchases that you're always going to be financing: a brand new car or house. Obviously, the house is the biggest purchase, but I mean, think about how many times you're switching out car loans. I mean, think about that. So, other than that, more videos to come, and so I'm gonna do a testimonial for ASAP Credit Repair. Thanks to those guys, because those guys actually helped me out quite a bit, especially get me my feet up and going, to be honest. And so, yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, it's Friday. Appreciate you guys watching this. I mean, I'm still waiting to get my Subaru. The tires are getting put on, brand new tires, Continental DWS, DWS 06 tires, and we'll see. We'll see how it runs. I mean, I'm really excited for those new tires, because those tires are a lot better than the freaking Dunlops I'm wearing right now. So that's just my Subaru thing. But other than that, appreciate you guys watching for this. I want to make more videos for this channel. It's just gonna be an all-out video about my personal life. That's what this channel is for. I was strictly just gonna make it for fishing and a little bit for my family, but you know what? I'm gonna throw everything on here, and so that way you guys can see, you know, how I live my life. So that's pretty much it.